the future?
It's the day that we all think that we're gonna get better at life, but nothing changes.
What's it like in the future?
30 minutes have
in
passed.
the future. Holy shit! Who's president?
Kamala Harris, because they took away Trump's rights, and now he's being kicked out of the White House. And,
damn!
It's over.
Everything sucks in the future. I don't want to go to the future. I want to stay in the past where everything is how I remember it.
Imagine if they did. I could see them doing that. The thing is, he's probably in with those fuckers.
They probably planned on killing him. They probably plan on killing him before he gets in there.
They've already tried that.
They've already tried it. They've already tried it like 3 times. The Simpsons, yeah. The Simpsons predicts every future event.
Actually, The Simpsons predicted that he would die in 2025. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's an episode on there where he gets killed, and they're I can't remember who it is, but they're all by his gravestone in the cemetery. Look it up, it's weird.
Wow. What do you like better, Simpsons or Family Guy?
I think I like Simpsons, but there's some really weird undertones with Simpsons. It kind of spooks me out because they just know way too much shit.
I have learned so much about you. You are very superstitious, aren't you? Yeah, you're a superstitious man, is that right?
A little bit. Why? What's wrong with that?
I didn't say anything was wrong with it.
I'm just smarter than the average person.
I'm smarter than the average person. Well,
I mean, a lot of people wouldn't understand what you and I just talked about with all that shit.
Oh. Well,
Be like, oh, what's on Sons of Anarchy or today or something stupid. I don't fucking know. Whatever the hell.
What's on the Kardashians? I want to know what Kim Kardashian's doing. The Kardashians are proof that mankind is inherently evil.
Nothing has changed.
Hey, don't be so down over here. Look at me and Sonic. We always find a reason to smile and hug it out. Look at this.
This has all been foretold in the Bible, man.
Oh, I know. I believe the Bible, too. I'm a Bible man.
Nephilim and all that shit.
You're Catholic?
No, that has nothing to do with Catholicism.
Huh?
Catholics, everybody, the Bible talks about the Nephilim. Do you know what the Nephilim are?
You're talking about the Nephilim? Oh yeah, I've heard you talk about the Nephilim, but the Nephilim are more a footnote than anything else.
No, look it up. Go looking around. It's 100% a thing. They were giants, man. That fallen angels that mated with.
Oh, I
women.
know. I agree. I agree with you. I know all about that stuff. I know we had giants.
There's even evidence of it coming out. The government tries to hide it.
Yeah, I've heard all about that stuff. I used to watch this guy, Kent Hovind, who was a kind of an apologist science guy. And he has a great series on Genesis, creation, all that stuff. That's basically what I learned about it when I was going to school. Well, not going to school. I was
the
home.
flood was real. A lot of people don't think it was, but it was.
I think it was. The evidence is all around you.
Yeah.
Everything. The way the world looks today is completely, totally, 100% conducive to the whole world being flooded. All the rock layers, all the fossil records, everything is exactly what you would expect to see if there was a massive global flood.
Even the giants, man, like, they were all turned into stone underwater, petrified rocks, because they got fossilized, because the organic material in water just turns into fossil. All our mountains and shit are like things that have come up out of from the water, or petrified rock from giants. There's evidence of people like showing off giants and showing that it's a mountain range.
That I have not heard.
Well, look into it. Like, it's fucking eerie shit, man. Like, you'll see like.
What's eerie about it?
Is faces. You'll see faces of giants and carved into the stone, like they just turned into a rock, because the water submerged them and they turned into fossils.
Oh, where's that?
Just look it up on the internet. It's all over the internet, man. Why do you think the flood happened? Because man created abominations with fallen angels, right? And so the flood was to wipe out the sin in the world, which was
the Bible says it happened because every thought and intent of the hearts of men was only evil continually.
That too, but there was a lot of shit going on, like how do you think in Greek mythology and all those, like Norse and all that shit they talk about, it was like all those monsters and shit, was because fallen angels were mating with animals too, man.
I mean, I've heard. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I haven't
three-headed Cerberus and all that shit. That's all adopted into pagan religion, right? Greek and like all that shit. It's folklore. But if you actually dig deep enough, all that shit was because the fallen angels had mated with animals or humans and shit and made giants and stuff. That was part of the reason why the flood was to happen, was to get rid of that shit.
Yeah, squids, just like Sonic said. Cthulhu, just like Sonic Says. You ever heard the show Sonic Says?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's some truth to that, I'm sure. Quite a bit.
Even Sodom and Gomorrah was a real place, and it freaking, you can see the evidence of that.
Oh yeah, I agree with that as well. I've looked into that as well. Sodom and Gomorrah, they have all that place where the ancient site is, where they think it was, where they can find balls of sulfur.
Well, it has the highest purity of sulfur in the earth, and it continuously, if you light it, it still burns to this day. So what does that tell you?
Right.
You can see the sphinxes, the pyramids, and all that shit that were there, and that was exactly what was talked about.
Yeah. It's a grim reminder for everyone. Don't be a fucking faggot, right?
Yeah.
I love it when they say, you know what? You need to teach your kids more about LGBT history. I'm like, okay, kids, get ready to hear about Sodom and Gomorrah.
It's basically the times that we're in now.
I would say you're pretty close to true on there, because it's saying that at last days it'll be like the flood, like the days of Noah.
Yeah, it does, and it's gonna be way worse. Because it's,
I agree.
There's there's going to be lots of
I
shit
would
happening
agree.
to this, so.
But hey, man, you don't have to be afraid of anything.
I'm not afraid of it, I just know it's coming. Yeah, the Leviathan is coming. The thing is that's a beast of the sea.
Yep, Leviathan and the great harlot who rides the beast. Who's drunk on the blood of the saints.
You can actually, this I don't know if it's 100% true, but I've seen shit on the internet. They believe the Leviathan is in the ocean right now, and it's near Antarctica on South America's coast. And there's Google Earth images of the snake, or the big serpent, which is the Leviathan swimming around in the ocean. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta be careful about what you see on the internet. I mean, that could be true, but it's
Well, it moves
very
around, man. It's
doubtful.
Yeah, we don't know. But if anything, like, where it would be in my mind would be the Mariana Trench, and, like, the deepest part of the ocean.
I'm getting hit by big monster beast. It's not scary. It's not scary if you know Christ, because he wins in the end. And the thing about it is, all of that we're supposed to be afraid of, that the devil wants you to be afraid of, all his power is nothing. It's nothing.
He's running
It's
out of
nothing
time
compared
right
to
now.
God's power.
That's why he's freaking out and having all this satanic shit around the world.
He knows
his time is
he
up.
knows what his future is, and that's what you tell him when he whispers in your ear. Oh, we're gonna get you. Leviathan's coming. Where's your God? Why is there so much evil? If God loves you, why is there so much evil in the world? Well, you just gotta tell him. You're going to hell, so I wouldn't be.
I'd like to know
so
who the angel is in the Bible that speaks about opening the bottomless pit with the key in Revelation. That's like one of the coolest things. Who's anointed to do that, do you think?
I don't know.
'Cause there's an
I
angel
have
that they speak about that's supposed to open up the bottomless pit when he casts everyone into the hell. And he opens it with a key.
I don't
It's
think it
Michael.
tells us expressly. Who do you think the two witnesses are in Revelation?
Enoch or Elijah, maybe, or Moses.
I think a lot. I mean, Elijah's definitely evolved in the last days. It says he's going to come back.
Yeah, Enoch got raptured out too, eh?
You know, I also think it could be Moses. Like, one could be Elijah, the other could be Moses. Because
the devil wanted to take over
Satan,
his body,
yeah,
eh?
Satan fought with the archangel over the body of Moses, which tells me there's probably he knows there's some plans for Moses' remains that he does not want to happen.
I think he also wanted it as an idol, because if he would have gotten Moses' body, right, it happened right before Christ was coming to the cross, he would have used that as an idolship to say that he was the Messiah, right? Because
That Moses was?
Yeah. Because why else would he have wanted it
I think, well, I could speculate, but I think that could be a reason, but I also think it could be because he's supposed to be one of the two witnesses in the last days. Or it even could be John the Baptist. There's
also a rumor that John, if God wanted to, he could make John live from the time that he was still around till now. That if he needed John to be somebody still on this earth to do good, that if the world was so bad, he could use John. And the Bible does speak that John could have stayed if God can. He still might be here in the shadows.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I don't know if there's any credence to that. I mean, it could just be something we're missing with how Christ worded that when he was talking about John. Because he says, all he said what really was, if he wills that John remains until he returns, then that's his choice to give it to who he wants to give it to. You know, basically saying all the other apostles were going to get martyred. But John was going to escape martyrdom, basically. Or it could be more than that. You know, it could be what you're saying. Like, he's still alive today, but if he is alive today, what's he doing?
Who knows? Maybe he's supposed to fulfill God's promises that he has assigned to him in secret.
Does he have a side hustle somewhere? Is he buying crypto? Like, what's going on?
If he would be like kind of, if anything, he'd be overseeing and communing with Christ on what's going on. Basically, he'd just be like on standby for some biblical reason if he needed to be. I don't know. He might even just keep him because maybe Christ doesn't want him to leave until the events of Revelation are fulfilled because of what he had shown him. So that maybe he strengthens his faith that the events that he showed him were real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I know that Book of Revelation.
It could be. It would have to. I mean, you'd have to speculate a lot for that to be the case. But it could be. You know, there's a lot we don't know. There's a lot we're not really supposed to know. There's a lot that's not. There's a lot that's not really relevant to us, even if it's true.
It's one of those four people. It's either John, Elijah, Moses, or Enoch. Because Enoch got raptured out too. He was the only other man besides Elijah that got raptured out.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop my stalwart over here.
The two witnesses are pretty cool in the Bible, though. Honestly,
they're like superpowers. Like, they have control over plagues. They can shoot fire from their mouths. I've always been fascinated by them. Like, when I was a kid reading about them, I was like, they're basically like people with superpowers. They have plague. They can cause plagues, and
I mean, that would make sense if maybe Moses is one of them, because he did that to Pharaoh.
Right.
So he could be very well like capable of being that.
Yeah, that's another thing. There's a whole thing on it where it's like, where I read that Moses could be. But the thing is, if it's Moses or Enoch or Elijah, whoever it is, I look at that information as not particularly relevant to the mission that we have as a church today. I mean, it's relevant to us, but not to the rest of the world. They don't really care.
Well, those are supposed to be the people that wander the earth, that reawaken people's faith when the Antichrist is walking this earth.
Right.
And so
when they're on the earth, absolutely.
Because there's no hope at that point, because the Antichrist has so much power.
Mm-hmm. And then they literally die and
they get
are resurrected. Well, it says their bodies are laid out on the street for days and days.
Pretty sure that beast of the sea eats one of them, though. I could be wrong.
Maybe.
And after that, after
what
they
I
die,
remember,
the beasts come out of the ocean.
Yeah, to what I remember, their bodies lay out in the open for days, and then they have a big holiday, basically like Christmas, and everyone gives each other gifts because they're dead. And then they resurrect, and everyone's afraid. Hmm? Oh my word! It's 2 minutes to New Year's. It's 11:59. 1 minute. I mean. Oh, it's gonna be New Year's Day. It's New Year's Day. Woo! 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 Woo!
MB. What do you mean, MB?
Woo! He means my bad. Is it New Year's yet? 11:59. Oh my gosh. When we extract, it'll be New Year's probably. It'll be 2025. I told you, right? I told you it'd be this mission. Oh, we're gonna extract. Oh, 12. Oh, it's time! Everyone scream really loud. Yay! It's New Year! Woohoo! Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta throw my grenades.
There's fireworks outside.
Whee! Yeah, fireworks! We're making fireworks. Huh?
Fireworks outside.
Hell yeah! We did it. We celebrated New Year's 2nd and the Helldiver way.
Well, talking about the Bible. You ever looked into the four angels under the Euphrates?
The what?
The four angels under the Euphrates. Have you ever looked into that? Four fallen angels under the Euphrates?
Oh yeah, supposedly the Euphrates River is supposed to dry up.
Which it is
and
right
release
now.
them. It's actually not. It's there's this thing going around online that it said, oh my gosh, the Euphrates River is drying up. It's the first time ever, blah, blah, blah. It is currently not. They show these pictures of it, of parts of it that are dry. But if it was truly dried up,
Well, it's starting to, which is meaning that that's the starting of it.
You're right. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Obviously, it's going to. But, yeah, it just seems like a lot of people are spreading a lot of misinformation about it, about things. Even if it's Christian information, sometimes it's misinformation. It misleads a lot of people. There's like, in the town I grew up, there was 3 different people and 3 different events where people try to predict when Christ